Yep, from Army Game Studio.
Okay, hello, I'm Lyle Shields from Army Game Studio. We're working on a project here. It's a simulation trainer where students are put in a scenario where they've just come into a hurricane has come through an area, and they're going to now use the tools that have been given to them to try to get aid to those people. And so this is a sort of a logistics challenge. The idea is that they use the AR tool to look at a simulated tabletop showing the area, and at the same time that we have another player doing the drone. And the drone is basically on the investigation side, trying to figure out what the state of the actual situation is going on. And then the commander, he's actually there giving the instructions on where to actually place the different supply updates and movement of the people throughout the different areas. We're going to have some areas that get blocked and so forth. And so the drone is discovery. He then provides feedback and communication on what's going on, and then the commander then uses that information to make decisions.
Afternoon, Clay Grunke. So what we decided to do was look at something you could use in the field. And so for ours, what we're going to be doing is kind of prototyping an AR concept in VR. So in this case, training for aircraft refueling. So one of the big things with aircraft refueling is, one, it's expensive for logistics-wise to get everybody in the same piece of space. Two, it can cause a lot of damage when you mess it up, especially if you're a first time, especially if you're doing it on the KC-135 with the Iron Maiden. So what we're looking at doing is giving students the sight picture, not doing it in the sim, but actually being able to do that within the jet. So using an AR headset, conceptually what that sight picture would look like, so that way the student can do the stick and throttle skills for in the area for practicing that.
So we're from the Air Force Research Lab, and we took a SEER challenge where someone is lost and they have an elevation map, and they have to identify where they're at on the map based on the elevation around them, identify where they're at, move through the terrain, pick targets to have an airstrike on, and get extracted.
And one of the challenges is you can't really show, AR can do so much more for us than just what those headsets are doing.
So I think what you're doing is extremely valuable if this were to ever actually become something. But as a 5-day challenge, a 4-day challenge, that's a lot to accomplish.
In our case, it's easy, yes. Like, this can be applied to here. So we'll be able to spatially recognize, okay, this is your machine. This is how it's trying to figure out why. So you don't have goggles on, and your hands are free, so you're not using any kind of interface to assist. So you've got the tools.
Show you a little demo of what we currently have. He's currently working on the actual map that you'll be in VR, so he can show you kind of like what it looks like right now. If you want to move it out a bit, Jared.
And you saw the topographical map over there, right? So yeah, it's just, we ran through a program that just generates that.
Generated that, so
yeah,
from that to them.
In theory, you could take any kind of terrain data or elevation data, and run it through this program, and then it would generate the topographical map for you, so you didn't have to also find the same topographical map,
right?
Exact same area.
Yep.
So that corresponds one-to-one thing.
I think I just need to center a bit more, but it's kind of awkward, you know. It's easier if it was like this.
Yeah, I think
they were talking about off the Iron Man's arm. Right?
Yeah, so if he rotates his arm, I don't know if he has the materials too. Yeah, so you got that hologram material.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, I just need to make this blue too, so it looks more like a hologram. Yeah. If it wasn't for the Iron Man thing, we would probably have just done like a regular map that you pick up in VR. Yeah.
No, but this is the neat part, I think, and that was kind of the question I was asking. The other side is how much effort is on the user now, right? Mm-hmm. That's kind of that's what the military guys are always looking for, is what's the effort load.